Hey, welcome to Digging into the Bible. My name is Jim Barnard. This is a production of Tiller Coaching. All right, well, it's day 69. Thank you for joining me. We are starting Matthew chapter 26 today, and that's significant because this is the beginning of the Passion story. Maybe you've seen the movie The Passion of the Christ. Such a fantastic, well-done movie. Surprisingly, though, it's an R-rated movie. I think part of it had to do with Jesus's foul language. I feel like Mel Gibson made some unique choices in his portrayal of Jesus. Just kidding. It was obviously because of the crucifixion scene. It was so violent. It was actually so over the top realistic that it almost got an NC-17 rating. I mean, can you imagine that? But, you know, this word passion, like I don't ever use the word passion in this sense where it's, it's always like something I'm enthusiastic about or excited about. But this goes back, it calls back to an old Latin verb that, basically means to suffer, to bear, to endure. And that's truly what Jesus did on the cross. And as we've seen over the last few days of our study, Jesus is inviting us to do the same thing. He's calling us to that. Now, certainly, we probably don't have to suffer, bear, endure the same way that he did. I mean, I would like to think that the movie of my life would be at least PG-13 in the passion of me, but I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what we're going to have to face? But with that as the backdrop, let's go ahead and dig in. This is Matthew 26, starting at verse 1. When Jesus had finished all these sayings, he said to his disciples, "You know that after 2 days the Passover is coming, and the Son of Man will be delivered up to be crucified." Then the chief priests and the elders of the people gathered in the palace of the high priest, whose name was Caiaphas, and plotted together in order to arrest Jesus by stealth and kill him. But they said, "Not during the feast, lest there be an uproar among the people." Now when Jesus was at Bethany in the house of Simon the leper, a woman came up to him with an alabaster flask of very expensive ointment, and she poured it on his head as he reclined at the table. And when the disciples saw it, they were indignant, saying, "Why this waste? For this could have been sold for a large sum and given to the poor." But Jesus, aware of this, said to them, "Why do you trouble the woman? For she has done a beautiful thing to me. For you always have the poor with you, but you will not always have me. In pouring this ointment on my body, she has done it to prepare me for burial. Truly I say to you, wherever this gospel is proclaimed in the whole world, what she has done will also be told in memory of her." Then one of the 12, whose name was Judas Iscariot, went to the chief priests and said, "What will you give me if I deliver him over to you?" And they paid him 30 pieces of silver. And from that moment, he sought an opportunity to betray him. So, Judas, man, what are you thinking? We will get to Judas here. I'm going to go sequentially here. Right off the bat, we see Jesus once again calling a shot, getting more specific about what's going to happen and now when it's going to happen. And at that same time, don't you see the cutaway in this movie where it shows the chief priests all meeting together and getting their plan formalized and saying, all right, like we know how to do it, we're going to do it stealthily, and we're going to kill him, and we're just not going to do it during the feast, but like we're in agreement, we're ready to go, and the plot thickens here, right? I love that Jesus had this moment where he was anointed by this woman. I think it's clear that we learn in the book of John that this is Mary, Mary of Mary and Martha fame, and she is pouring quite literally her praise on Jesus. And we use this word a couple times already in this study. The disciples became indignant, right? And what I was saying about indignity was that it's this feeling of being robbed. Jesus is being praised, and I'm not getting that. I'm feeling robbed, kind of gypped. And certainly probably more disciples than just Judas Iscariot felt that, but obviously he was the main one who felt that indignity, and he went and did something about it. His feeling indignant created a passion in him. You see what I'm doing here? It created a passion where he was like, I need to do something because this isn't fair, this isn't right. Whatever is happening in his head, this passion, this rage is starting to build, and he is going to sell himself in order to turn Jesus over to the chief priests. And I don't know, man, that's crazy. I would love to think that if I were the treasurer in Jesus's group of 12, that there'd be no way, no how, that I would just be so much better than that. I don't know, that might be wishful thinking, but Judas is going to get this reward. His passion leads him to a reward, but his passion will lead him to demise, where he can't even enjoy the reward. And so we will see that in the next few days. But I just think this combination of passion, both good and bad, man, what do you do with it? Well, we will see what happens here next. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow as we continue on with Matthew chapter 26. I'll see you then.